So right now my original sketch is mostly obscured. However, I can actually see it a little bit because the paint is not completely opaque. So that's awesome. I've decided that because I'm doing overwhelmed that I should use a color that's very different. So when I look at my color wheel, which is on my paint, opposite red is green, opposite orange is blue, opposite yellow is purple. So it's mostly kind of looking orange to me, so I'm going to be looking at that blue, but I don't want it to be such a strong contrast. I'm actually going to go for more of this teal color. This teal color is too light for me. I want it to be intensity of colors. So I'm actually going to do another teal, and I'm mixing blue and green because that's how you get that teal, blue, green color, and then just a little bit of that lighter color. That's going to give me a more intense teal, and I want it to contrast. And now that my background is mostly filled in, I can actually start to think about the lines I want to incorporate. And I said that I wanted to do a variety of lines. This person feels overwhelmed, a lot going on. And so I'm going to do kind of like these jagged motions. Kind of like, it's almost like the emotion is attacking him. It's very intense. Changing up my, how I hold my brush. Sometimes they're wider, sometimes they're thinner. Let's go a little bit more green now. Again, and notice the contrast I got because I chose colors that are opposite on the color wheel. Now, as I'm painting, I'm not just randomly placing these. I am being thoughtful about where his facial features are. So here's his mouth, nose, and eyes. Because those are going to be important details later on to bring out, I want to be cognizant and aware of where they are. Maybe I don't want to cover up his mouth. Maybe I don't want to cover up his eyes. Maybe I just want it to be coming into his face, but not overwhelming. At this point, I'm very satisfied with that. It's not mixing, it's resting on top. I think I actually want to change colors. My water cup only has about 1 inch of water in it, so I don't make any messes. Cleaning my brush. And then I think that I want to bring some red into this. I am dabbing my paintbrush so the paint is just on the edge. And I wanted to use a variety of lines to help communicate how it was a whole bunch of different emotions that were overwhelming me. And so these are pretty jagged, kind of curved, so I think I'm going to go with just some like actual kind of curvy lines, and I'm kind of experimenting with this motion. I kind of like it. So these are kind of like dotted lines, so you can actually get a really cool variety of lines. And don't be afraid to let some of these lines hit the edge of your paper, because that'll really help it feel like this emotion is spreading on forever. That's getting a little too uniform for me, so maybe I'm gonna really want to get more of a curvy swirl in there. And a little white, just for variety. Let's see what happens when I take the wet paint and I pull my brush through it. All right, it's kind of pulling some of the paint. All right, so right now I have a variety of lines, and I kind of have my face coming through. I think I'm liking it. I think I need to kind of finish painting up here and close off my spaces. Oh, I got a little bit of yellow in that green. I totally love it. All right. So now all of my spaces are covered. At this point, I'm ready to stop. My painting needs to dry before I move on to my face. If I have extra time, that is where I can do a second one, because this project has an element of experimentation in it, it is okay for me to try it more than once, and then I will end up moving forward on the one that I feel is more successful. If you finish your background and your lines and you feel like you've communicated your emotion successfully, go ahead and put that one on the drying rack and do another one. And remember, I'm not putting a ton of detail in my drawing. This is just to help me know where the face and features are going to be so that I can be thoughtful about where I layer those lines. Let's do it.